Russian ship attacked in the Sea of Azov. The Russian ship Sormovsky 3064, moving in the waters of the Sea of Azov, was attacked by the Ukrainian military. As a result of the shelling of the ship, a fire started on board the latter, but it was managed to be eliminated by the crew. Data on this subject is provided by the Investigative Committee of the Russian Federation. On March 13, 2022, Ukrainian servicemen fighting in the southeast of Ukraine fired indiscriminate weapons at the Russian civilian cargo ship Sormovsky 3064. At the time of the shelling, the ship was at a distance of 12 kilometers north of the village Shabelskoye, Sherbanovsky district, Krasnodar territory, in the Sea of Azov, and was sent from the port of the Republic of Greece to the seaport of Taganrog. As a result of a projectile hitting the cabin of the chief mate, the vessel caught fire. Thanks to the actions of the crew, the fire was localized, and the ship left the water area in the affected area, it is said in the message of the RFIC. Unofficial sources report that the damage to the ship is minor, while the victims were avoided. With the use of what kind of weapons the shelling of the Russian ship was carried out, it still remains unknown. However, judging by the data presented, the attack was carried out from a distance of at least 20 kilometers. At the moment, a criminal case has been opened on the fact of shelling a Russian ship. Russia jet plummets from sky after Ukrainian defense forces shoot it down. A Russian jet was reportedly shot down in the Kharkiv region after footage emerged showing a plane plummeting to the ground in a ball of fire. A two-manned Russian jet was allegedly shot down as it flew over the Kharkiv region, footage shared on social media has shown. In the video, the jet can be seen plummeting at high speed towards the ground after reportedly being hit by Ukraine's defense forces, who have been fiercely defending the area since the invasion 2 weeks ago. The Russian plane turned into a fireball after being struck, leaving behind a trail of black smoke as it approaches land. Additional footage shows the two pilots also heading for the ground after having deployed their parachutes. Sharing the video on his Twitter page, journalist Julian Ropke said, "Izium in the Kharkiv region this morning. Russian jet shot down. Two pilots on parachutes on the way down." Russia was reportedly surprised by Ukraine's resistance to its invasion and expected to make substantial advances within days of crossing the border. But Kiev's forces have replied in kind to the hostility, causing considerable damage to Moscow's arsenal and slowing down its forces' attempts to take over the nation. Bombings near the Polish border. Russian forces attack a military base. Russian forces have fired missiles at a military base in western Ukraine, just 25 kilometers from the border with Poland, a NATO member. The mayor of the other western city, Ivano-Frankivsk, has said the city's airport has also been attacked. Lviv, an area in western Ukraine previously thought to be safe, has become a haven for refugees seeking to flee the war. So far 9 have been reported killed in the attack, while 57 others have been injured. A witness told the Reuters news agency he saw 19 ambulances moving towards the military base. This is another terrorist attack on peace and security near the border between the European Union and NATO, the mayor said on Twitter. Hope this madness is put to end as soon as possible. Russia published a video of Ka-52 helicopters destroying Ukrainian AFVs. The Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation has published a video of Russians attacking Ka-52 Alligator helicopters destroying armored fighting vehicles, AFVs, of the armed forces of Ukraine using missiles fired at low altitudes. According to a press release issued by the Ministry of Defense, quoted by the Russian news agency TASS, the video shows the work of Ka-52 Alligator attack helicopters to launch missile strikes on a convoy of the Ukrainian armed forces, flying in pairs and from extremely low altitude. The Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation says that guided and unguided air missiles were used for these strikes, without specifying their model, nor when and in which region of Ukraine the video was shot. Russia continues to call the war in Ukraine a special military operation and claims that Ka-52 attack helicopters perform tasks of escorting Russian military columns, destroying armored vehicles of the Ukrainian army, and delivering spare parts to the battlefield. Over 500 Russian soldiers surrendered. As of March 11, more than 500 military of the Russian Federation, taking part in the war against Ukraine, surrendered. He said this in an interview with foreign media representatives, Ukrinform reports. I can't say the exact number. The number varies. Many of them ran away, many are hiding somewhere in some buildings, some are trying to return to Russia. That is, there is a little chaos there, I would say so, Zelensky explained. As Ukrinform reported, the total estimated combat losses of the enemy from February 24 to March 13 are personnel more than 12,000 people, tanks 362, armored combat vehicles 1,205, artillery systems 135, MLRS 62, air defense means 33, aircraft 58, helicopters 83. Vehicles 585 units, ships/boats 3, tanks with fuel 60, UAVs 7. NATO can intervene in Ukraine. Poland warns Putin about chemical weapons. Polish President Andrzej Duda warned on Sunday that Russia's use of chemical weapons in Ukraine could prompt NATO to reconsider its decision not to intervene in the conflict. Asked by BBC reporters if he believed Russian President Vladimir Putin might be preparing for the use of chemical weapons, Duda said, "This is something the world has not seen on this scale since World War II." Duda says Putin can use everything now, especially when he is in this difficult position. According to the Polish president, President Putin has politically lost this war. Also, he is not winning either militarily. Asked if the use of such weapons could spur NATO intervention, he said, Duda confirmed that yes. However, if he uses weapons of mass destruction, this would change the rules of the game. According to him, NATO should sit at the table and think seriously about how to act, because the situation is beginning to become dangerous, not only in Europe, but all over the world.